Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. How are you? How have you been enjoying CMX Spark? Mia, incredible to see where people are tuning in from all over the world. This has just been an incredible experience. I hope it has been for you guys as well. If you're out there, let us know where you're tuning in from. Find the chat box and drop your location in there. I'm coming to you from Malaga, Spain. My name is Seppi, rhymes with Peppy, and I've been emceeing here the discussion stage. I'm the founder of the community She Here Refresh and also co-host of CMX Connect Madrid. All right, I'm not going to take up too much time because I want to introduce our next presenter who has a really incredible experience for us here. So please help me welcome cooking coach and co-founder of Eatsperience Madrid, Isotta Peira. Isotta, I'm going to hand it off to you.
Hi, thank you, Sophie. Hi, everybody, and it's great for me being here with CMX again. Each time it's incredible for me, and also thank you so much, CMX, for giving me the chance to share my passion, which is cooking, of course, and my culinary traditions, because here today we're gonna see how to prepare a very traditional Spanish plate. I'm gonna tell you more about it in a minute, and how to fusion it with very traditional Italian flavors. So I don't know if you're going to cook alone or if you're going to watch this video later. Anyways, I'm gonna try to cook a little bit slower to show you all the steps. I'm far away from the screen, so if you want to come in and say hi in the chat, I will answer you back later because I have some problem in reading from this distance. And so welcome everybody. I'm Isotta Peira, co-founder and cooking coach of Eatsperience Madrid, and I'm here to prepare this nice lunch with you. The plate we're gonna make is called migas. Migas is the Spanish word to say crumbs. This plate is made from stale bread and vegetables and other ingredients, depending, that may vary depending the cities we are in Spain, because this has all the very popular traditions. These come from the poor traditions. So they used to cook. People used to cook with ingredients they had available. So let's start. We're gonna use some olive oil. I know that for some of you, cooking with olive oil can be strange, but in both Spanish and Italian traditions, we used to have only olive oil at the beginning, so we just cook almost everything with this type of oil. Then we're gonna have bell peppers, which are super common and important in the Spanish tradition. Yellow onion. We're gonna use some garlic, and for migas, maybe you're familiar with the term chorizo. Chorizo, it's a Spanish cured sausage, but I wanted to make this plate vegan and also let you know about some delicious delicious vegetable options in Spain. So I'm gonna use vegan chorizo. It's lovely. We're gonna use some herbs. We're gonna use also some raisin, and the raisin will add this nice sweet touch that we're gonna enhance and increase by adding reduction of balsamic vinegar. Balsamic vinegar is very common in the northeast part of Italy, in the region called Emilia-Romagna, from the city of Modena. This reduction, and another super traditional Spanish flavor, paprika. So this is basically smoked pepper ground. We're gonna add also one of my favorite tastes in the world, basil pesto from, this is from basil from Spain because I'm here in Madrid, but we usually use pesto from Genoa back in Italy, and this is the place where I'm from. So let's get started. First thing, we're gonna heat up some olive oil. Depending on the amount of oil that you're going to use, it can be a little bit less healthier or not. This is up to you. We're gonna need to saute and cook the ingredients with a nice fire. So it's good to have like a little bit of frying. And first thing that we're gonna add are the onions. This is the base. Onions, frying onions, some other vegetables, and garlic in olive oil. It's a base that we call both in Italy and Spain sofritto, which means that we are slightly frying the base for what's next to give like this nice and intense flavor of the vegetables. And I'm gonna add a garlic too, but I didn't peel it and prepare it yet because I want to show you one interesting thing about garlic. Voila, I'm gonna open it up with a knife. I can see, hi, Maria, hello. Wow, Pisa, great. Pisa in Italy. Hello, Maria, she's from Pisa, she's here with us. I lived in Pisa, actually. My last 2 years at university, I lived there and I had an amazing, amazing time. Okay, I want to show you this. I cut the garlic clove on the long side, and here you can see this small thing coming from the inside. In Italy, we call it the soul of the garlic. For people who doesn't like garlic that much because they find it hard to digest, this is the responsible. So if you're going to cook, today we're going to cook the garlic, so cooking this part will make it easier to digest. But if you're preparing something with raw garlic, you might want to throw this on one side and not eating it. Now, there is no problem at all because we're gonna cook it. So the heat will fight like this, the strength of the garlic, of this part of the garlic, to be not easy to digest. Okay, I'm gonna cut in the garlic into quarters. Why? Because I love garlic. For me, it's an amazing flavor. If you don't appreciate it that much, feel free to chop it, like very, very finely chopped. And here, we're gonna stir from time to time. And now, we're gonna leave it here like 1 more minute to start frying a little bit more, and then we're gonna add the other ingredients. Why normally? Hi, Jack is here. She's Valentina's mom. Hi, nice to see you here. I'm surprised that I can actually see some of your names in the chat. And again, I'm sorry if I can't answer you to the things that you're writing because the name is a little bit bigger, and I can, if I do like this, I can read it, but I can't read what you're saying. So coming back to this plate, the reason why I don't add all the ingredients at the same time is because for us it is important. When I say us, I mean Spanish and Italians. For us it is important to let each ingredient release little by little their flavors. And by adding it, each one, waiting a minute or two, and then adding the others, we create this amazing link between all the different flavors, and no one will be covering the others. So here I have some stale bread that I cut today, and here the proof. I mean, this is stale bread. I think that you can see that it's really hard. And I'm gonna do something very, very, very popular, and coming from the I think maybe the poorest version of this plate, because this was a plate that shepherds used to prepare when they were out with all the animals and across the different regions. And so, what's the cheapest thing you can find in Spain? It's bread. I mean, potatoes too, but historically bread. And this is a plate really old, so way before we got potatoes from America. So they would take the stale bread from some days before, and they couldn't just throw it away. And this is something that I love, because I'm really into sustainable cooking and zero waste recipes. And this way to give a new life to stale bread, it's just amazing. And you will see the flavor is delicious. I invite you to try Spanish migas if you come to Spain. And now a trick that everyone in Spain would do to give a saltiness and additional flavor to the bread is by soaking them just a little bit. Here I have a glass with some salt, and here I have water, like normal water. I'm gonna add some water here, mix, and then I'm gonna use this water to give a little bit of humidity, a little bit of moisture to the bread. Gonna low down a little bit here the fire, because I don't want to burn nothing. So I'm not using all the water, because I don't want my bread to become soggy. It has to be nice and crispy, but we are talking about stale bread, it's kind of hard. So I have the bread here. I added a little bit of salty water. You can use broth, of course. You can add spices into the water, and you can use them. And I will leave it here like resting. Now, before I burn everything, I'm gonna add bell peppers. You can use, with this recipe, what I love most is that this is very, very versatile. You can use whichever ingredients you prefer. I always recommend to use seasonal ingredients. So basically, what's common in your place in this moment of the year? Okay, you just buy what you got, and you can prepare this plate. They say that, I mean, like always, nobody can decide exactly when this plate has been created, where it's been created. Hi Valentina, welcome. Because everyone always says that this plate is from their city. Like everything, I mean, probably the correct answer is it's a fusion of many, many different flavors. So we have like ancient Spanish flavors with the vegetable that we are using. Then we have all the flavors, for example, garlic. Garlic is super, super common in Italy and in Spain, but thanks to the connection with the Arabic people who will travel and connect and share products and traditions with us. So this is really a mixing you can find in each region of Spain, mostly in the center and in the south. You can find this preparation. In old times, people used to have breakfast with migas. Today, instead, you can find migas like one of the most traditional tapas. So if you go out middays or in the night and you're gonna drink some wine or beer, probably on the menu you can read migas al pastor, different type of migas. Today we're gonna make migas alla peira, and we're gonna mix it with some of other flavors that I love. So now we are keep frying everything. Please, if you're not used to cook with olive oil, feel free to use any type of oil that you're used to and you like. The other things with olive oil is that it has a flash point really low, so it's very, very easy to burn things in olive oil. Now that also the bell peppers start becoming nice and bright, it's time for me to add vegan chorizo. Look, I mean, I usually eat everything. I love trying new flavors. I love to experimenting and find alternative solutions to traditional plates. And I found out that vegan chorizo, it's delicious. And it makes sense because chorizo, for those who don't know, it's really, really spicy, where they use many different spices and herbs to create chorizo, and preparing a chorizo, a sausage, from vegetables, but using the same spices gives us basically the same taste. So it's awesome. I love it. Okay, now I'm gonna increase now the fire a little bit and just make sure that nothing sticks on the bottom of the pan. I'm gonna wait a couple of more minutes before adding our bread, and at the very end I'm gonna add raisin, balsamic vinegar reduction, and pesto. I'm gonna tell you something about pesto. Pesto, depending on the countries you live, you can know it as basil pesto or Italian pesto from Genova, but I'm gonna explain you something about the name. Pesto in Italian literally means something that has been beaten. So, for example, if I am outside and I got involved into a fight and I received a lot of punches, I would say to my people, I've been pestata because of the punches. And this is the way how we used to prepare pesto sauces before. In ancient time, we would have a cup called mortaio, and we would beat pine nuts or nuts, all the ingredients together. We would smash everything together until we get a paste. And this is why the name is still the same nowadays, and it has become very, very famous around the world, basil pesto. But you can actually make pesto with whatever type of herbs you like. For example, I love rocket arugula pesto. You can do spinach pesto. You can do, and this is delicious. I know that maybe are from Sicily, pistachio pesto. Mwah! It's amazing. Okay, now here everything is nice and a very good point of cooking. So I'm ready to add the bread, migas in. I'm gonna mix a little bit more, and then I'm gonna add the paprika, so the smoked pepper. Okay, here, if you see that all the ingredients become too dry, you just have to add a little bit more oil. This is not supposed to be like a really refined dish, because it comes from the tradition of the shepherds. They used to work a lot, like countless hours with the animals and traveling a lot, walking. So they certainly didn't have the time to sit down and say, okay, let's prepare something healthy for this lunch. No, it was, okay, let's arrive at the end of the day. And I love how you can take one plate and then see how it evolves during the centuries. And now I want to share with you something that I've always thought, and it makes me think a lot about culinary tradition. How can you do fusion cuisine or elevate a dish at home? First thing, to make fusion cuisine, it's all about taking flavors from different traditions, flavors that you love, and try to mix them together. You mix them, you put them together, and then you see if you like the result or not. Sometimes the result is awful, so it's like, okay, let's try it again. But eventually you will get to an amazing new flavor. And this, for me, it's the best way to bring culinary tradition together and connect them. Because it's not about, I'm here, I'm Italian, and I'm saying, look, this traditional Italian plate. No, it's not. It's a Spanish plate. But I can tell you, look, try this Spanish traditional plate, and let's try adding some flavor from my country, from your countries, and let's see what's the result. And always, the second thing I was asking you is how you can elevate a plate. This is also very, very simple. You just bring something new and uncommon in the original version. An example, now, for me, there is nothing more traditional and nothing more common than pesto. But for who is not from Genoa or from Italy, pesto is something maybe not exotic, but strange. I mean, it's not part of everyone's tradition. And so just adding pesto, adding this flavor to another plate where you are not expecting to taste pesto, it automatically elevates the concept of a plate. And you can do it absolutely the other way around. For example, a very traditional plate for me, pasta al pesto. You take pasta al pesto and you start adding maybe cherry tomatoes or some balsamic vinegar cream, and it's like, wow, this is another level of pasta al pesto. And you can do it with all the flavor. Now, I'm gonna add the paprika. I love it. Really, really like the strong flavor, so I'm gonna add a lot. And now it starts becoming a little bit dry, so I'm gonna add some more oil. And if you see me look above the camera, is because I put a clock over there. Last time my wife was behind the screen saying me 5 minutes less, and now she can't, so I need a clock. Okay, now Here we have the pesto. Pesto made, this is vegan pesto, so it's made with pine nuts, with basil, with garlic, and with a nice amount of olive oil, some fresh water, and a little bit of stale bread as well, because it helps with the texture, to get a creamy texture. And now I cover it. I did it this morning, and I cover it with some olive oil to preserve it better. Now I'm gonna add a nice amount here. And I'm also adding the balsamic vinegar reduction. Voila. Not too much of vinegar reduction because it's super, super, super strong, the taste. And it's very sweet. So we don't want to have, as I was saying before, we don't want to have one flavor that covers all the other. I'm gonna add some water now, just a little bit. And if you see, I didn't use any salt now here because we have salt into the pesto. We have salt in the water that we use to soak the bread. So I'm gonna add here some leaves and a handful of raisins. Raisins, it's another ingredient that it's not common in my family. We almost never cook with raisins, but this is another thing that I love of connecting with other culture. And I discovered how adding raisins to a savory dish would create an amazing link between all the different flavors and intensities. So now I'm gonna using raisin for many recipes. Okay, so now I can see that we're almost done here. Ideally, if you can keep cooking everything for at least 25-30 minutes, it's better, because the more you cook the bread, the more crunchy it will be, but crunchy on the inside and a little bit softer on the inside, because we use stale bread, so this was too crunchy. Okay, now I'm gonna mix my pesto. I made it a little bit creamier than what I'm used to, because I want to use it to create a nice bed, like a nice green bed for our migas. So now I'm gonna put it here. By doing like this, you're gonna expand you're gonna make sure that the pesto covers your plate. If it's a little bit more runny, it will be even better, because it would spread more evenly. But with pesto, you really can't do a super runny sauce. I mean, you can, but then it wouldn't be like pesto. Okay, innovation, but not too much, please. I'm joking. Okay, now we have these nice plates. Then I'm gonna show you again. Here, I'm gonna turn off the stove. You can see now nice colors. We have the red from the bell peppers. Then we have this nice yellow from the bread. It's it's delicious. It's delicious, the perfume, and let's serve it. Okay, now in a minute, I'm not sure if you can actually see here, but I'm gonna show you the plate. I'm gonna add my migas. Voila. To the pesto bed. Here. let's add a nice leaf. I'm gonna put a leaf here, some fresh raisins. I'm gonna this way. Adding here some raisin around. Now, literally, if you want, you can just eat directly from the pan, but just to make a nicer presentation, yeah. Put it here. Here I have the vinegar reduction. I'm gonna use it just to create a nice pattern on top. Oh. Here. Well, that's it. I hope you can see it. It's delicious. And I mean, I can eat it. I don't know if someone has been cooking with me, but if you try a recipe, let me know what you think.
Oh, Isotta, thank you so much. That was scrumptious. Oh my God.
Thank you for having me. It's been great sharing these moments with you all.
Yes, thank you so much. We're so happy to have had you here sharing your beautiful and delicious recipes with us. I'm going to try that pesto trick on the plate. Like it.
Yes, and please, if you have any doubts or interested in cooking, feel free to connect with me, and it would be amazing talking to you again. Thank you so much, Sophie.
Thank you so much again. And thank you to everyone out there who tuned in today for Isotta's session. Also, for those who've been tuning out throughout today, just want to thank you again for joining us at CMX Spark Mia. All right. So thank you so much. This has been an incredible event. First, but not our last, CMX Spark in EMEA. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.